Okay, so hold on a second.
Take 1,000. Hello friends, it's your man JK coming at you from the former RA Sennett Public School, which is the current global headquarters of 360Insights, located right here in downtown Whitby. This is our 9th and final episode of these videos. We really mean that this time. We're not like The Who and we're gonna keep doing farewell tours forever. This is it. We just wanted to recap the entire journey of the transformation of this building for you and sweep it all into a nice, neat little pile. So I'm gonna start out way back, take you back to 2012 with a conversation that happened between our former Chief of Staff, Todd Skinner, and our CEO, Jason Atkins. They were looking around for a bill. You know what? I wasn't even there. So what do I know? Why don't we let Jason explain it to you?
So I think in 2012, construction going on, I think in 2012 we were talking about where to put 360 in the future. We were probably 30 employees. And I was seeing with Todd, and he's like, you have to really think about this. You know, I was like, well, just move to the office building down the street. And he's like, no, we have to write the right vibe. And so he literally would drive around neighborhoods. And one night he called me, he said, I found the location. And I said, where? And he goes, it's a public school. And I was like, a public school? And he's like, yeah. When you build a company, it's all about like growth and learning. You want to inspire people. You want an amazing atmosphere to build a culture. And I thought, wow, it actually makes a ton of sense. So I drove by and it's 3-acre campus, downtown Whitby, beautiful historic building. And we thought, how do we make this happen? And 4 years later, so it takes a little bit of time, but 4 years later, we're here today doing construction, and hopefully we'll be in here in the next 6 months.
So here's a little history of the former RA Sennett Public School. King Street School was built in 1921 to replace Henry Street High School that had burnt down the year before. In 1979, it was renamed RA Sennett Public School after its principal, who had served from 1921 to 1952, Robert Allen Sennett.
Hey, that's me.
So when we started to look at transforming a local historical landmark that's located right in the middle of a residential area and turn it into the global headquarters for a technology company, it was important to us to make sure that the neighborhood was on side with this idea. Luckily, we were able to get tons of support from the community, and it all began with the help of these two fine gentlemen.
To my great surprise and happiness, we learned the message that 360 incentives at the time, were interested in moving headquarters to the school. And it was just something, a big sigh of relief. And then my concern particularly was when I spoke with a person that is a very reliable source of information from town, that I was the only one that was supporting your application, and that there are 30 people who are opposing it. I called Michael Lahora, my neighbor, and he looked at me and he said, we must mobilize. We must mobilize. We have to go door to door and get signatures, even if they slam the door in our faces, eh? So next day, on Saturday, I wrote a petition and we went around the neighborhood and I said, we have to get at least 35 because, and we got about 37. And Pavel went back the following day and he did a lot on his own. Pavel deserves the credit for this. I just helped him that one particular day and got more signatures. I'm not sure how many altogether. We got over 50, practically everybody. People were very supportive, which was really good. But we knew that the town needed this final punch that counterattack those people that were against it.
Thanks again, guys. Much appreciated. So we had the support of the neighborhood, super important. The next step was we had to make sure that town council was on side with this plan. We got some incredible help from our friend and councillor Liz Roy.
I hear about 360 every single day.
And we also got some incredible help from Whitby's mayor, Don Mitchell.
I knew early on before I became mayor that there were some concerns with 360 having grown and needing to find new premises, and we're worried about the possibility they may move out of town. So we wanted to keep the jobs, we wanted to keep the creativity, we wanted to keep the talent. So we're really excited about the opportunity to save this building and save all those jobs with more to come and bring all that energy into our downtown. Really excited.
Thanks again, Don. We couldn't have done it without you. So now we've got the neighborhood on side. We've got the support of town council. We can begin work. The challenge with that is, where do you begin work on a building that's been empty for about 7 years at this point. That means 7 years of no maintenance, no attention, and no love. So to say that this place was in need of some TLC would be a huge understatement. This place needed some tough love, which happens to be the specialty of our main man and site superintendent, Tony Panofsky.
Welcome to my house.
And I just want to point out that Tony kept this site pinging along, kept the project on track. Tony did incredible work, but he became like the thing that people look forward to in these videos the most, I think. And he totally didn't have to do that. So just a little respect and acknowledgement to Tony. Thanks for being you, buddy.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Clement!
Yes.
Clement!
Yes.
Michael! Ding ding!
I like to kick that kid in the ass. Hey, where's your hard hat? This building is my home. This is my house, okay? I don't want to hear no lip. Oh! You got to put it in the wheelbarrow, not on the grass.
Tony didn't do the whole thing himself, of course. Christy Elliott, 360's team happiness manager, made up the other half of what became an amazing dream team.
Then we began going through the whole thing of getting site surveys, parking surveys, traffic impact studies, topographical surveys, geographical technician something, heritage studies, electrical surveys, every poop surveys. I have no idea. There's so many things that we had to go through. I've never done this. People say planning a wedding is something that takes a long time. Trust me, this is a lot more painful because there's a lot more people and departments involved.
I'm glad it was you and not me. So now you've met some of the key players who pushed the project along, but there were a lot of other people who dug deep along the way to help make this project happen. For example, there's this guy, and that guy, and him. Don't forget the mad drawing skills of this guy. Oh, remember that time with this dude? Oh, the bathing suit girl? And her. Almost forgot her. Oh, and that guy. What kind of series recap would this be if we didn't show some before and after shots of the place? So that's it for our final episode, and we really do mean final this time. So I want to thank you for your interest and for tuning in and joining us along our eventful journey with this amazing building. I do want to leave you with one last thought though. What?
What else can we talk about? There's nothing else. We're done here. I'm out of here.